you know, if B plans here like, oh, I'll just let him have water and I'll just, you know, it's not a lot of food left, he is going to have a very, very bad time. So you still want to be preventing the water gathering, and you still want to prevent Delhi from getting the water. But what we already see is something super interesting, and that is that Hera is not going for water as Delhi.
Wow. So we're going to get back to that in a second. For those of you just tuning in, this is game number 6 of a potential 7 in the Winner Stays On series between Hera and B. Hera currently on a $2,000 win streak, but coming under immense threat from B today. And in this match spawning on the Northwest, we have in blue playing as the Delhi Sultanate, the current champion Hera, spawning in the east. In yellow, interestingly, we have got B playing as the English. I'm being joined today by Beastyqt for this really kind of very interesting matchup in which B's been playing really exceptional stuff. Hera now beginning to roar back into action. And you noted, Beastyqt, that to your somewhat surprise, Hera not going straight for the water. What's going on here?
Yeah, this is actually the first time I've ever seen Delhi not go for water, and not sure what the reason is. Maybe Hera feels that he can't hold water with English versus English longbows, but I'm not sure what the plan is. I guess he's just going to go into feudal and play the game normally, perhaps, which is going to be quite interesting to see. And one important thing is B needs to actually scout this and realize this. Because right now, B hasn't scouted Hera's base, and I guarantee you he is blindly assuming that Hera has water right now. And he needs to actually go and scout the base and realize that that is not what is happening. Because he might be in a little bit of surprise if he doesn't scout, but it looks like the scout is going for it and will manage to get the proper info. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, B is running into the TC. Oof, that was close.
Manages to escape.
Oh. Nope.
He doesn't? Where did we lose
the north of TC.
Oh, there we go. We find the carcass of the scout. His rider lying prone next to it, and he's left 3 sheep behind there. I'm assuming Hera will know that those sheep are there because it got taken down by his town centre. So, very interesting. Okay. Apparently the prediction was wrong. I put game 7, but it doesn't matter, guys. We're okay. But scout goes down. That's a pretty big deal, that scout going down. Hera then stealing those sheep. The question is, does B at least know, as we'll take a look at his point of view, he doesn't know about the situation on water. He's going to assume there's a dock in the middle of the map right now. So actually, that felt very significant, that scout going down, because his one chance at realizing that his opponent's not on water has now been taken down.
I mean, he's seen the workers on the TC, but did he see it? Because he didn't see his scout running into TC, so he didn't see the workers gathering food. And he also saw the gold mine, so I don't know if he realized or not. But I guess we're about to find out, because if Hera gets feudal and he goes for horsemen, and B just rallies longbows across the map, he might just lose all of them.
Wow, this is a... Personally, I don't know about you, but I love seeing these games that go really against the meta and kind of very, very unexpected. And this is definitely one of those ones. Really interested to see exactly what they're going to do that. And we've got an Abbey of the Kings going down for B. Beastie, why do we have an Abbey of the Kings going down?
Wait.
I'm trying to... Lord. This is one of these moments where I'm trying to work out what...
Oh, God. That's a... Oh, God.
Did he just press the wrong button? Has he just pressed the wrong button?
There's no way that he's going for Abbey of Kings. He's gathering wood.
He's just pressed the wrong button.
I mean, maybe he goes for horseman. The thing is, Hera sees it. He does not click on that. Like, Hera's not clicking on this and being like, "Hi, Abbey of Kings."
Yeah, there's no way Hera knows there's Abbey of... Against English, there's no need to check what's being built.
If that'd be so funny if B clicks on that and realizes. Maybe it's gonna go horseman, guys. Probably not, but maybe.
But there's... He's building a stable, but I don't know if he's building the stable because he's just realized he's built the Abbey of the Kings.
Yeah, I'm confused.
This is like... We thought the shock was Hera.
I mean,
not going.
maybe he chose it intentionally, but I don't know. Like, the thing is, let's say this was intentional, right? So he goes for horseman, and then his opponent goes spearman, and then what? You make an archer range for longbows? Like, how much value will this thing get, you know? I mean, it's gonna be interesting to see, I'll say that.
It's just funny because we thought that Hera was the one playing off meta, not going water with Delhi. And then B was like, you know, you want to see off meta? I'm going to show you off meta. I cannot believe this is the first time I've ever seen Abbey of the Kings in a competitive game ever, literally ever. There's not been never mind like on on the ladder either. We've never seen this happen. So very interesting to see what happens with that. Is Abbey of the Kings the new English meta? Find out here on EGC.
No. Even if he wins against the best player in the world 10 times with Abbey of the Kings is still Abbey of the Kings, guys. Don't make it. It is not great.
Oh my goodness. And this is such a huge match with B on match point. I mean, if B is memeing, what a moment to be. You're 3-2 up against Hera, who's been dominating this series. And she's like, you know what? He's now just running these horsemen into a significant mismatch. Although now it's 3 against 3. He might just about be okay. But no, going to pull back. So losing the early horseman war as well. And who had this Delhi English match turning into Abbey of the Kings and only horsemen on the field? If you won that, if you predicted that in chat, then you are the I don't know, the champion of just like the entire planet. Because
I would love if B actually threw down a dock and made a galley. I think that'd be a great play. Because what are you gonna kill the galley with? Because Delhi ships are awful, right? So that galley would be unkillable on the water.
Now we're seeing the horsemen move towards the side of the map, deciding what to do to each other. I mean, chat was getting a little bit excited there by those horsemen being healed. Seeing the Abbey of Kings in action, you love to see it. Nice numbers there from B, although slightly better micro there from Hera. So, but again, pretty evenly matched so far. Of course, only one of these players can bring their horsemen back to get them healed.
Right. Yeah, he's about to get insane healing, guys. Get ready. That horseman is going to be full HP in about 2 hours, so he's going to have a horseman advantage right there.
Yeah, there we go. Look at that beautiful healing. Abbey of Kings in action. Look at that. Jumping back to full health. Consider the decision vindicated. That being said, still preferable numbers from Hera right now. Moving out and around the base. It looks like this is one where, as a scout moves towards the north of the map, this is one where Hera is again taking the position of the aggressor. Crossing that river more, whereas B is a little bit more pinned in. Those horsemen maneuvering outside and around his base, trying to do something about the situation. But now he's managed to... B's walled in. He's walled in the horseman, and now he's charging him from behind, and all of Hera's horsemen are trapped. Hera doesn't seem to have realized, so a few shots get in there from B behind that, and no animation cancelling for these horsemen, so it's going to just be a pure fight. And now the impact of those fully healed, beautiful Abbey of the King's horsemen coming into effect as a little bit of a cleanup there for B. Lots of dead horsemen there from Hera.
Wow, an Abbey of Kings. His horsemen are invincible, guys. I mean, whole jokes aside, he hasn't lost a horseman and is about to heal the ones that are low HP, so... yeah. It would be very, very funny and entertaining if he actually wins the last game in this best of 7.
And now look at this surround! Look at this surround, Beasty. He's just... Oh, I mean, still Hera has a number of horsemen on the field, but he got the surround in there and took down so many horsemen. Hold on, is B ahead in this game? This is... It's very, very close still. I mean... I'm a little bit speechless. Is B just memeing this game? Building the walls.
He should actually go heal up though. Yeah, I mean, all jokes aside, he has a lot of weak horses, so he can actually heal them up to full now. He is ahead on, or sorry, Hera is ahead on workers, and now Hera saw the Abbey of Kings and actually pulled his scholars from buildings. Is actually healing up his own horsemen in literally 1/10 of the time that Abbey of Kings just did. But yeah, they're both healed up. They're both fresh and ready for battle.
Yeah, they're both ready for a new engagement right now. Hera's trying to get through that wall, but I'm not sure he will love what's on the other side of that wall. We're going to find out very soon. As soon as that wall goes down, Villager not really where he wants to be. Or he's trying to rebuild the wall. And he's not doing a bad job of actually doing the wall staying alive for a little bit longer than expected, but now the villager goes down, wall's going to go down soon after. Numbers look to be quite even. Hera takes one look at that mass and decides he doesn't quite fancy against those beautiful Abbey of Kings horsemen, turns around, and we've just got horsemen both lined up in a real medieval battle formation, neither deciding whether or not they want to go in. Wall is already rebuilt, this time B on the Hera side of it, but building a gate, so he's going to be able to get back through that wall if necessary. Neither players fancy making any other units. This is a horseman-only game, and what is just going on here? Numbers still
Hera has barracks. Hera just built barracks. He's slowly upgrading it, and we'll see if B decides to go for archery range to make some longbows.
Can you imagine? We've got, oh, Hera, a little bit of missed micro there. It doesn't really matter. Manages to bring those horsemen back quick enough. And we are in an English Delhi game. And we have not seen a single longbow. As now, in the meantime, Hera actually built a dock during all of that. And he's got a Dao on the dock that manages to get a few shots on. Trying to, now, really B wants to be getting up that outpost if he can. But he's not managed to do so. That Dao's managing to get some nice shots in on the horsemen. B trying to chase after them, get into the fight. In the meantime, behind this House of Learning now going up for Hera as he gets up to age 3. And B needs to start now putting on a little bit of aggression because otherwise he's going to end up some trouble soon. Tries to... Thinks about trying to get that, stop the House of Learning going up, but doesn't manage to do so. Now just taking the fight. Looks to be somewhat B-favoured this fight, but Hera may be in a position where he can afford to hang on for a while. Beasty, talk to me. What's going on here?
Horseman versus horseman. If B actually wins this fight, he can attack House of Learning and maybe try to delay the castle, which would be quite a good thing for him. But scholars are coming out and they're going to be able to heal quite a bit. B has to go back, and B is nowhere near castle. So this is about to be Castle Delhi versus Feudal English battle. And Hera did what I mentioned earlier. He made a dock. And instead of B making, fighting ships, it was actually Hera who did it. And that one ship actually gives you so much map control. Because now that front part, you can't really fight there. If you try to fight, the ship would just do so much damage that you just can't contest your opponent there.
Now, Hera manages to get up to age 3. B building an outpost here, but I don't think he's going to be able to get it up. Or he is going to be able to get it up. Because Hera deciding not to pressure that too much right now. Just sitting there, take a little look at Hera's point of view and see he does know that outpost, of course, is going up, but not doing anything about it right now. Now he does finally move in, and that villager is not going to get caught because B's very, very quick on it. But every time he tries to push out, as you called, that Dao's just going to start firing into the horseman. But he's going to be able to get the outpost up. Hera not able to prevent that for right now.
Yeah, and what is Hera's plan right now? He is going for improved spearmen, going for lancers, and upgrading his horsemen as well. He's going to be getting all the eco upgrades as well. So Delhi is one of the civs where it's not the worst thing when they get castle. You know, they're not going to make their OP units instantly because they're very, very expensive. And their upgrades take very long to get, right? But it is definitely not a good position for B right now.
Now, that Dal trying to take down the outpost, but not going to have very much luck in doing that. And looks like the players are at somewhat of like a stalemate situation here. They're in such an off-meta, weird game that neither really knows what they do from this point exactly. Perhaps Hera's the one with more of a game plan as he walks those villagers not where they want to be. Fortunately for him, they're probably both going to just about be able to get into the outpost, and indeed they do. In the meantime, Hera now also taking the sacred site down towards the south of the map, which is of course very, very powerful with Delhi. And in the north of the map, that's just B trying to protect that sacred site. A battle going on again, more horseman on horseman action. This time, however, there are some spears thrown into the middle of it, and in the meantime, B's trying to build the white tower in a very, very aggressive place. But is he going to manage to get this up? There are lots of spears in there doing a lot of damage against those horsemen, and this is going to turn into a bit of a doubt white castle, I fear. He's gone for a really aggressive position, but probably too aggressive. He's brought more villagers in behind to try and bulk that up at the same time. If he manages to get the white tower up, it's going to be very, very powerful, but I don't think that white tower is going to get up. I think B's really overexerted. He's now pulling more and more villagers in. They're being absolutely melted.
Yeah, not looking good for him. It's, I mean, he's pulling all the villagers to try and build the landmark, but even if he actually builds it at this point, there's no workers left, so GG.
That's just, that might have been one of the strangest games that I have ever seen in AoE. I mean, that was a weird game, Beastie. That was a weird game. Abbey of the Kings. We're going to have to try and find out after. I would love to know what was meant and what wasn't meant there. But, like, the fact that it happened on game point as well. Wow. Absolutely wild. Absolutely nuts. And just look at that villager drop off for B. I mean, if he'd managed to get up the white tower, it would have been huge. But Hera might have felt that could be coming. All right. Any final words on that game before we move on? Because that was a pretty special game, Beastie.
Yeah, that was a very, very unique game. You know, I mean, that's why you don't build Abbey of Kings.